Before I get started here, I'm going to do on this update, I'll show you a little mail call. I bought these flat background buildings for the back. When I get the backdrop in for $5, it's 7, the rest are 5. I think they look pretty decent. I'm going to figure out how to make my own, so stay tuned for that. I bought this for over by the grain elevator. I'm going to paint the same color and make it match. And then I bought this for over here in this section by the yard for industry. So once I get the track in, I'm going to figure out where these buildings go and then kind of work on that. But first I'm going to work on the backdrop, so stay tuned. Okay guys, working on the backdrop here. This was an older piece I had on the side. I'm going to use back on the back side again. Have a little green coming through, not much. This is covering up pretty good. Got these at Hobby Lobby on sale, $2 a piece. Looks like it's a pretty good sky color to work. I'm a little worried about working on these. I think these two are going to soak it up, and they're going to be up along that wall back there. And as you can see, no more Pink Panther. Back up against that wall there, and I think it's going to soak it up a little bit. And I'll show you over here, excuse me, what I'm doing here. Taking the old piece, sanding off the green on the bottom. It covers this part pretty good, so I'm not really worried about it. These two pieces will be the worst. So that's where I'm at. I'll show you when it's painted and when it's up. Hopefully here soon. It dries today and it's done. So stay tuned. Quick video here of how the backdrops are turning out. The ones over there are finished. This is how they kind of turned out. It covered nice. This color is called Morning Sky. So not too bad. This will go on the end. So I may try a few little clouds on here, see how that turns out. Because if I don't like it, since this is going on the end and not quite going up yet, easy to fix. And maybe I'll just leave it blue. We'll see. These are going to need, as you can see, there's a few spots here and there. These will need another coat. So that's what I'm going to do now, and hopefully get those up and get these up along this back wood and get my layout pushed back up against it. That's the goal for this week. So stay tuned. Let me see what I get done. Guys, this is what I got done for the day for this week. You can see I got some of my pictures up. Got the backdrop in. Let's see. Got a lot of this photos here, and you can see the backdrops in. I got to move the layout back up against it sometime then by the end of the weekend, next weekend. And I've got it caulked right now to in the seams to paint, come back and paint. I have not done my clouds, have not decided how I'm going to do that yet. So I'm going to work, got a piece left over. I'm going to kind of work on it and then decide. I still got the piece for down here at the end. I have it done. So once this goes back up against it, it should just come right up about to here. If you look through here, it should come right up to about here. So I painted this area to look a little bit nice, except for underneath, because you won't see underneath. But I did put up my pictures. There's the calendar I got for Christmas. It's a beautiful shot of Bloomington Yard. I'd say early 80s, maybe late 70s. These are all pictures I took. Most of these pictures are all pictures I took, except for the couple there. This represents Bloomington, and the changes from basically 50 years, I think, what the difference is and where the track is today. And it gives a little info. And we come over here, and I actually made these when we were into scrapbooking, when we lived in an apartment. I didn't have room to do a layout. I still had my N-scale stuff, but didn't have room for it. So we did scrapbooking, and of course I took a lot of pictures when I was driving. So I put a lot of them in a scrapbook. Some of them are prints off slides. Some of these are pics I took like when I was a kid in the 80s. I made these all scrapbook pages. I'm going to make a few more, I think, and put them on walls too. I also have one big piece of memorabilia to put down here. I'm not sure where. I may have to not do anything down here and hang it from the ceiling by a pair of crossbucks off the Conrail P&E line. When somebody knocked them in a ditch, they were basically going to turn that into a trail eventually. It was just laying in the ditch. So somebody was nice enough, knew I wanted it, went out and cut it off the post and gave it to me. It's a little bent, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But that's gonna be cool once I get it down here. But a lot of these I made, so I think it's going to turn out great, especially with this backdrop. This is a color called Morning Sky, so I think it pops a little bit. And once you get some clouds on it or something, and you get the background buildings, I seamed the seams with caulk. Once it's dry, I'll paint it. This one was a little bit tough. It had a big crack in it, so I fill it up. You probably won't see down here when this goes up against it. So that's why they're in the middle. This was the only bad spot about that bar. So that one down there you probably won't see once I get going on landscaping. These two I'm worried about. I'll figure something out. I think I've got a good idea how to hide those and make it look awesome along this back scenery. A little bit different than how I did it in the past, where I stenciled trees in and drew stuff. Same thing back here. I can hide this one easily, and probably even that one if it shows. I don't know if it's going to show, be honest. But I will paint that, and you won't really notice that's the corner. And then I got my stuff here to build, my buildings. These two you might see, but these will go up against them. So you won't see that, especially in the industrial area with a few more of these I want to get for the bigger city scene back here. So that's where I'm at. That's what I got done this week. I'm going to work on the yard once I get this up, so probably in a week or a couple weeks I'll have my next update. But I got to get back going to the yard. So once I get this moved back, I'm going to go full steam ahead, get my track finished, get the other part of this yard done where the industrial area should be, and figure out where these structures are going to go and how much room they're going to take up. But like I said, all these background flats will go up against here, in between the main line and the switching buildings. But you can see these are a lot of big industrial buildings that I got a great deal on at the train show. So I've got a lot of building to do. But so look forward to that in previous coming videos or upcoming videos. But just take another look at this. I really like how this turned out. I like these. I just thought of this a few weeks ago. If I'm going to paint the wall, I'd come down here and put these up, make it look like a train area. So in some of my photos, I kind of put down underneath, one up above of a SW900 IC or whatever they call them after they rebuild them and shopped them down in Paducah. That's a picture I had on file, printed out. That's from 1967 on the Peavine sub down south, way down south. This one is probably these two are probably my favorites. With the map on there in the Northwestern, I think that turned out pretty awesome. Sparky back in the corner. There's your Conrail. I will make it also a BNSF one to put here, because then you have basically the two railroads. I may also try to make a Northern Pacific one, that would make up that railroad, because these basically make up the ICG. I need to make an Illinois Central one. I've got photos to do that too. So that's where I'm going to do in the future. That will be in a future update for sure. But until then, I will see you guys once I get track going again. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, get the word out, and I'll probably hope to be on Sparky's chat this Wednesday. I missed it last Wednesday with a transplant support group meeting. They don't have them very often, maybe for a year. And I like to see my nurses and talk to them, even though I see them pretty much almost every 2 months. So, but I'll see you guys on the Wednesday night chat. Thanks.